Hi, welcome to a very new forum. It's that new I've not actually opened it yet, but it will be shortly. Right, about 15 years ago, when I started on the internet, I got very interested in forums. And I joined, I don't know whether it's still going today actually, the old Yahoo groups. And in them days, we didn't have the fancy stuff we got now. It was all done by email. And all day long you got ping, 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 new mail arrived, and it was a different subject. It was great, I loved it. And from there I progressed to being involved or being a member to actually creating the forum itself. Now, due to my incarceration at home, I've decided to open the forum again and hopefully get some members. After, I don't know, I'm not sure how many years ago anyway, Facebook started. I enjoyed it for what it was, but over the last year or so, I've certainly found so many differences, which is one of the reasons why I've decided to open this. Not in competition. I can't compete with 15 billion people, but it, if I can get 30 or 40, it will be great. But it is an addition, not an alternative. But the things that did annoy me was that if I wanted to find something now, I have to scroll halfway down the page. I know we have the little notifications up the top, but if I wanted to look for something else, it would take me ages. So anyway, I've opened this, and I really don't want this video to go on for too long, so I'm going to quickly run through it. This theme is White Christmas for obvious reasons. Now, once Christmas is over, I can go way down the bottom and I can change the theme. And I'm going to do it. I will have a lot more in there, by the way, when I do open. And I'm going to open it to this one and then continue with the rest of it. Can I just start at the top? We've got all of these along the top. They are the applications. Now, if I quickly scroll down here, we've got help around the applications. This is for those who are not used to forums. And if you read through those, some of them have got videos in, some of them are just text. But it gives you a very good idea of how to use the forum. And believe you me, it won't take long. I've seen forums with 1 million, 2 million members with millions of posts. Despite Facebook, they still are very popular. And as I said, the good thing about these is you can make a longer message, you can integrate, you can quote, you can double quote. We've got the gallery, we've got videos, etc., which I'm going to go through now. Right, so if you want to go into any of these, you just click the link and then follow what the page says. Before I start, or before I go on any further, we have 3 different kinds of membership. We have a new member called a newbie, a member, and the admin. To avoid any spamming, to avoid any pornography, the new member and anybody who registers will become a new member you can register, by the way, through Facebook and Twitter, but you will all become new members. The moment I recognise, and I will be looking frequently, I will put you straight up to a member. For those that I don't recognise, literally a few posts and you will be upgraded. It's just to make sure that you are genuine. Now, that doesn't stop new members from using the majority of the board. What it does do is stop, and let me go back to the beginning, always click the logo to go back to the front. What it does stop is that no new members can add to the videos or post an album and photos. I think they are the 2 basic things that you cannot do, but the rest of the forum you can enjoy. Right, so which leads me on to this. Members videos and recent gallery images. The recent gallery images are all drawn from the gallery, and the same with the members videos. If you want to see the whole list, all you do is you go up to videos or you go up to the gallery and you can see the whole list of them. These are just recent. Now in between I've got my favourite, which is the shout box, and it's really for, I don't know, I call it the fun box. Moods. If you've been out on the Raz during the previous evening and you wake up with a stinking headache and you've got all the obscenities under the sun, just post it in there. And if you know BB code, you can do BB code. Smileys, we've got loads of smileys, as you see I've got down here, and you can add them in, right, and somebody can come along and answer it, and we can have a real good old discussion going. Right, so we now go down this first part. All of these, by the way, up here are directories, and within the directories we have forums, and in some of the forums, 2 of them, we have subforums. I'll explain as we go. Welcome, please, any member, please just introduce yourself in there. We don't want a whole life history, just who you are, maybe where you come from, that's all. Forum rules are basic. I'm not one of these people that like to write out a whole page of rules. You do get something you have to agree to when you join. For me, that is the forum rules. Help around the applications is very important. Please spend some time reading if you wish to become a member, and it will help you almost with everything. Now, the other important thing is languages. I am a resident of Mexico and Britain and now of Spain. My Spanish is terrible, but it does not stop people. If I open this, it does not stop people from writing in their own language, and indeed I've added a forum down below for those in Mexico and Spain, for example, who can write in their own language. And the rest of us who don't speak it, use that link, go to the page that will open this. This is only an example, and maybe bookmark it. Right, all you've got to do then is copy whatever the member has posted and it will be translated. And I find it pretty damn good. It's, be a little bit careful or don't be upset. Put it this way, I know a few words in Spanish that if you don't pronounce it just right, it can mean something entirely different. But this is part of the fun of it all. I'm sure people will understand. If it's a bit wrong, someone will soon come on and correct us. So if your language is not British or you're a bit shy about trying your English, just write it in whatever. And I think we've got about 9 different languages that people can use. My idea, ideally, maybe it's a wish that's a bit beyond, is to have people from all around the world. Right, so I'm going to go back to the front page and go down to the next section. Right, the Members Lounge. Now, most forums have this, and it is meant for the members and the members only. Guests cannot read it, the public cannot read it, the new members cannot read it. It is like a miniature Masonic club. Can I say that? Yeah, like a miniature Masonic club. And it allows the members to have a little bit of a say-so without anybody else being worried about what is being read. Something else below that, right, something else below that is something I have never ever seen. We do have, you can create a poll on every forum, but I have created its own directory just to help, where you can create a poll, and this is a subforum on any of these links. And if none of them links apply to what you want to do, just go into Members Choice. There is, again, within applications, or there will be, showing you how to do it. It is, again, very, very simple. Right, the chatterbox. Now this is the main part of the forum. This is where we get all the different topics and all the different subjects. So introductions, yes please. Great if you would do that. Just a short, brief, whatever, who you are, and I don't know, whatever you want to put in there. Humour. Anything you find that's humorous, just add it in. You can, by the way, and again it's in the applications, add a video within your post. Again, very, very simple. Now below that is your spoken language. And for those who wish to write in their natural language, and I'm going to open that one again, it's more or less the same as the other one, but just say somebody from Mexico or Spain wishes to write a post, start a topic within their own language, use this forum. And just right away, it doesn't matter if whoever you're writing to wants to write back in Spanish, that's fine. Then us people can come along and we can translate it, and hopefully we can get into that discussion as well. I shall try and do a few examples on virtually all of these before we open. Right, so back to the front. The one thing I do miss on this is an up to the top and down to the bottom arrow. Right, your spoken language, serious discussion. Really, this is X-rated. So if you've got something that is really making your blood boil, go into that one, post them in there. If you don't want to know about them sort of things, just use the one below it, which is the general discussion. And that is about anything, the world, what you see in the world, locally, whatever. Right, so serious discussion. Now, please keep your language sensible, because I am hoping that minors or people of a younger age would like to join as well. So just be a bit careful about your language. Right, the media in all its forms. That is the newspapers, the periodicals, the television, anything you see that might be interesting, anything you wish to correct. I think Donald Trump at the moment is the favourite subject. I'm sure we could all write things about that within the media. Recommendations. Again, this is the other sub-forum. I've written those in, but at the end of the day, you can write in others, anything that you wish to recommend. Holidays is a good one. Do it yourself. Water activities. But there's loads of them there. I don't want to take up too much time. So if none of them apply to you, just go into others and write them in there. Okay? Mr. Angry. We all have our bad days. And in Britain, I'm going back many years ago now, we had a television programme. I don't know the name of it, I can't remember it. But there was one guy there, and his famous saying was, "I just don't believe it." And so that is what this is about. If you see something that is wrong or whatever, or really annoys you and you want to get it off your chest, just post it in there. Living a healthy life. This is something I should have learned ages ago. Sorry, that's my mail coming through. Right, living a healthy life. I think I know one or two people that might like to add some things in there, how we can improve our own health. Things, the latest technologies in health, that's another thing that could go in there. And you can Google all those, and I'm sure it will be of interest to many of us. I'll just take a drink here. Fine, thank you. Now the next one, trivia or trivial for all. Trivia, stuff that really doesn't matter much, or things we've never heard of, and you can use Google or any of the other search engines and look for something that might be interesting to most of us. It may not be. I think I've done one actually, an unusual word in there, but you can also do the That's the trivial, but you can do the trivia. Maybe you've got a few quiz things that you would like to do in there. I'm not going to start a whole quiz, but just ask some questions, put some upside down photos and ask what you think it may be. Anything to keep us all occupied. Now, what if? What if you could start your life again? Start a new life and a new career. What would you do? Any suggestions? Please no references to matrimonial differences. I'm sorry, I'm not a marriage guidance counsellor, and I certainly would not like to get caught up in that particular subject. The one below, I'm going to slightly alter that. If you had the power to govern your country, I'm going to change that. If you had the power to alter part of what the government or local authorities has done to your country, add your suggestions. You can add some, if you see some really stupid, or what you believe to be stupid, rules that govern us, then, please add them. I'm sure there's many out there, some very, very silly rules. In fact, I heard a story about that today Britain is still trying to do away with rules that were made in the 18th or 19th century, but they are still legally rules in the country at the moment. So if you can find some of them, put them in. I've got one I know that I shall certainly put in. Sport, all sports included. You can write what you like. The Geek Board. Now, normally I associate geeks with technology and in particular the internet. So if we do get any members that are really switched up on all this sort of stuff, maybe we can ask them questions, maybe they can throw some suggestions. I am a Mac user and I have just literally acquired a Windows computer, and I've got Windows 10. And it fascinates me. I like it. Windows 6 was the last one that I can honestly say that I liked. So there's going to be some questions that I would like to ask once we get a membership. And the last but least in that one, and again this comes from a football forum I belong to, Wednesday is music night. Theirs is Friday is music night. It's a quiet night, and again, go back to the applications on adding a video within a post. You can also, I will create a category on the videos above where that recent videos are that will appertain to this as well. But if you could put the video in your post, then it will be great. It can be nostalgic. I think nostalgic is probably the best. Memories, all this sort of thing. And of course records that you liked. I mean, I'm pretty old, I can go back to the 50s and if I can still find the records and play some of those. Now below that, the last two are help and test. Need help? Write it in there and hopefully someone can come up with an answer. I shall be checking it frequently, maybe I can come up with an answer, especially if it's to do with the forum. Testing. I just would like to open that and start a topic. This is how you start a topic, by the way. Start a topic. And this is the editor. Again, in the applications, it's all up there. And most of you, I'm sure, will recognise these symbols. But where you don't, if you put your mouse over it, it will tell you what they are. A lot of these come from Microsoft Word and things like that. And you put your message in between. Tags is entirely up to you. If you want to put a couple of tag words which basically describe some of your post, you can do a maximum of 10 tag words. If someone wants to search for something and I put Spain in a tag, and they search for Spain, that will be one of the answers that will come up. Maybe the right one, maybe the wrong one, I don't know. Right, so that's just practice in here. It doesn't matter, you don't have to cancel it, it really doesn't matter. Just leave it, because that is the idea of it. Posting a new topic in testing. You can add files. Now, in the applications, I have asked people if they become members and they want to post photos from an external source, would you please register with PhotoBucket? I've put the links in there. It is free, totally free, and they will give you a code in there that you can add that code into the post, and lo and behold, a photo will appear from the code that you have selected. Now, the only problem is my web host charges me on bandwidth. I only have a certain amount of bandwidth. If you pick it from your computer and put it on here, it increases my bandwidth. I'm not saying don't do it, but please, if you've got a lot of photos, for example, I really would appreciate it if you would use PhotoBucket or any other system that you know. Right, and all of these, you get this, you can share with Facebook, so you can post them straight up to Facebook. Then go back up to the top and go back to the opening page. This is going to be one of the last things that I want to go in. All members can go into any of these, which is mine. You can't change my settings, and see what I've got. And if I open my profile, you will see that I've done an About Me. I started this forum many months ago, and I've done a little bit monthly, daily, sometimes weekly, and so some of this may have changed. But to get all that information, you have got to go up there and edit your profile, and then fill in whatever you wish. Nothing is compulsory. One thing I would ask is please put your time zone in so that we do know what time you made a post. I would be very careful about putting in your addresses, your emails, because people, they really do come along, copy that email and add it to a spamming list. Now, to make your profile, you go down each one of these, okay, and just follow whatever is written inside. A display name, there are two different things. For those, especially those who sign in on the normal registration, you can choose a display name. Mine is Madam Mex, but that is not my username. My username I can never change. In fact, my username is just Gordon, but you can choose your own. I can never change that, but your display names, you can change them up to 3 times within 30 days. If you write something and you're thinking, oh, I've changed my display name, we can always go back and see what you were before. Again, in the explanation, it tells you an awful lot about all of this. So that is profiles. Now, again, sorry, there's one other thing I've got. When I had a forum before where people were saying, I don't have a lot of time to spend on the computer. I don't really want to read all the stuff I've read before. So you can go up there and put in view new content. Now, to do that, you would have to, every time you read something, there is a little button in there called Mark as Read. Click that so it will not show you again. It will show you your new content. I hope I've got everything in there. I've done this a million times. I've had lots of interruptions and I've had to start again. I'm sorry again about my ums and ahs. Up here you will see any notification, or that's the messenger, notifications and whatever else. There was something I was going to say. Chat. Chat is very, very small. It will only allow 5 members. If you're number 6, you've got to wait for someone to lose. It's not like Messenger. I very rarely have seen it used, but it is there, it's available if you want to use it. I would love to see the blogs and opinions. There are many different categories, and I'm thinking of one person in particular in Mexico who I'm sure would love to create quite a few blogs. I'm not going to name it. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much. If I've missed anything out, I will try to write it in one of those forums that we've got. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye bye. See you later. Oh, just sorry, one other thing. Very, very last thing. If you don't want to join the forum, if you can still come in and look at it, but without writing anything, posting anything, can I please ask, please, would you do me a great favour and become a member? Register as a member. And I tell you for why. Down here, because the board's not open, there are 2 total members. Now, search engines, and in particular guests, will come along, and if I was a guest and I come along and I saw just 2 total members, I would probably go on to something else. But search engines also pick up on this, and they can rank you according to your quantity, your content, and your quality. Yeah, quality and content. So please, and if you are a member, please, it doesn't matter, just write anything. I'm sure there must be loads of stuff that you could add to some of those forums. All down the right hand side is the statistics. So if you put your birthday in, you will get today's birthday. You will get, if you do the calendar where you can range events or add particular events, it will come up there. Recent topics and recent board videos. Okay, I must stop now, otherwise this is going to go on and you're going to be utterly bored and fed up. But please, would you just register as a member through Facebook? That's the quickest way. Okay, thanks a lot. I've now got some other things to do in the back end. I've got to find a switch off. Bye bye, see you later.